How do I split text into different columns? Let's dive right into one of the most common cleanup tasks you'll face in Excel. Imagine you have a column, like our product ID here, where a single cell contains multiple pieces of information you actually want in separate columns. It's a classic messy data problem. We want to break apart these data. The first three characters need to go in one column, the middle three in another, and the last three in a third. To do this, we'll need to give ourselves a bit of workspace. I'll just add three new empty columns right next to the original. A quick way to do that is with the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Shift+. Now, to grab those first three characters, we'll use a function called left. It's built to do exactly what it sounds like. Pull a certain number of characters from the left side of your text. The formula asked for two things: left of text, comma, num characters. The text is simply our original product ID in cell A2. For num characters, we'll tell it we want 3. So the formula is equals left of A2, comma 3. Once you hit enter and copy that down the column, you've got your first piece. Next up is the middle section. For this, we'll use the mid function. This one is a little more involved because you have to tell it where to start. The formula looks like this: mid of text, comma, start number, comma, num characters. The text is still A2. The start number is where you need to be careful. You have to count in from the very beginning of the cell to find the first character you want to extract. In our case, the middle section starts at the 5th character. We count the letters and the dash. So our start number is 5. We still want to extract 3 characters. That gives us the formula equals mid of A2, comma 5, comma 3. Finally, for the last 3 characters, you can probably guess the function, right. It works just like left, but starts from the end of the text. The formula is equals right of A2, comma 3. It grabs the last 3 characters for us, nice and clean. Just like that, you've successfully dissected your data into 3 tidy columns. I find these 3 functions are real workhorses for data preparation. How do I fix messy text capitalization? Inconsistent capitalization can make a dataset look unprofessional, and more importantly, it can cause problems for analysis. Notice in column F how some names are in all caps, some are in all lowercase, and others are correct. We want them all to be consistent, using what's called proper case, where the first letter of each word is capitalized. Excel has a wonderfully simple function for this, called proper. All it needs is to know where the text is. I'll just add a temporary helper column to work in. In the first cell, I'll type equals proper of F2. That's it. When I copy that formula down, every single name is instantly fixed, regardless of how it started. It's incredibly satisfying. It's also worth knowing that proper has 2 siblings. If you needed everything to be in solid uppercase, you'd use the upper function. And for the opposite, to make everything lowercase, you'd use lower. They all work the exact same way. What about invisible problems like extra spaces? Here's something that trips up a lot of people: hidden spaces. Sometimes you'll get data that has extra blank spaces at the beginning or end of a cell. You often can't even see them. Other times, you'll have accidental double spaces between words. While they may seem harmless, Excel sees 2 words as 2 completely different values. This can seriously break your sorting, filtering, and other analysis down the line. The function to fix this is one I use constantly: trim. It automatically removes any leading or trailing spaces and cleans up any double spaces between words. Just like proper, it only needs one piece of information: the text you want to clean. A simple formula like equals trim of G2 will handle it. Now, here's where we can get really efficient. Instead of using one column to fix the capitalization and a second column to trim the spaces, we can do both in a single step. By nesting the functions, we can actually put our proper function inside of the trim function, like this: equals trim of proper of F2. When Excel reads this, it works from the inside out. First, it runs proper of F2 to fix the capitalization. Then, it takes that result and immediately feeds it into the trim function, which cleans up any stray spaces. You just have to remember to close all the parentheses you open. We can even take it one step further. Occasionally, you'll find text that has a non-printing character or a manual line break in it, which someone might have added by pressing Alt-Enter. These can also cause issues. There's a function called clean that removes them. We can nest that right into our formula as well. Equals clean of trim of proper of F2. Now with one formula, we're fixing capitalization, removing extra spaces, and clearing out any weird line breaks. How do I get rid of the original messy column? So we've used our helper column to create perfectly clean data. The natural next step is to delete the original messy column. But wait, if you right-click on column F and delete it, your beautiful new column will suddenly erupt with FRE errors. Here's why that happens. Our new column isn't actually text yet. It's a column full of formulas that are referencing the old column. When you delete their source data, the formulas have nothing to calculate, and they break. The solution is to flatten our helper column, converting the formula results into simple static text. It's a two-step process. First, select the entire column with your clean data and copy it. Then, go to the Home tab, click the drop-down for Paste, and look for an icon of a clipboard with numbers on it. This is Paste Values. Clicking it replaces the formulas with their own results. It might not look like anything happened, but you've essentially baked the text into the cells. Now that the formulas are gone, the connection to the original column is severed. You can safely delete the old messy column without causing any errors. All that's left is to type your header back in and you're done. Can I join text from different cells together? We've spent this whole time taking text apart, but you can just as easily put it together. This is perfect for creating descriptive labels or unique IDs. For example, let's say we want to create a new column that combines the country from column E and the product from column F, so it reads Canada-laptop. For this, we use the concatenate function. It's designed to string together multiple pieces of text. The formula starts as equals concatenate the one. The first piece of text we want is the country in cell E2. Now here's the important part. We want to put a -E between the country and the product. Since that text doesn't exist in a cell, we have to provide it directly to the formula as a text string by wrapping it in double quotes, like this. Quote, space, dash, space, quote. Don't forget the spaces inside the quotes if you want them in the final result. The last piece is our product, which is in cell F2. Putting it all together, our formula is equals concatenate of E2, comma, quote, space, dash, space, quote, comma, F2. When you hit enter and copy that down, you'll have a new column with perfectly combined text.